My people, sons and daughters of Helghan, this much I vow. The history of these days will be written in blood. By crushing the armies of our enemy, by seizing the weapons they thought to turn against us, we were fighting for our very existence. But if there are those who would deny us peace, refuse us our rightful place in the universe, then we will unleash such terrible vengeance that generations yet unborn will cry out in anguish.
A spokesman for ISA High Command had this to say on Visari's latest outburst.
The dictator Visari plays a martyr while threatening the peace of the universe.
Listen to this shit makes me want to break something.
Ever the diplomat, Rico.
Yeah, Colonel Titler.
I'm off the field this time, so I'm looking to you and Seb to get it done.
You know we're on.
Good luck, Sergeant.
Sir, the ISA also confirmed that the second wave of the invasion fleet is due to launch imminently. They will arrive in orbit over the Helghan capital in approximately 2 weeks, by which time Fleet Commander Templar expects the first wave of the assault force to have dealt decisive blows against Visari's forces. I'm sure we all wish our brave men and women good luck and Godspeed.
Has passed. The Helghast do not reason. They started this war when they invaded Vecta, and it's up to us to conclude
it. The enemy may shatter our bodies, but they cannot break our spirit. Even now, they advance on our homeworld to seize by force what they cannot claim by right. They cannot imagine what awaits them. We will smite the invaders from our skies. Though they sweep over our lands like the sands of winter, never again will we bow before them. Never again endure their oppression. Never again endure their tyranny. We will strike without warning and without mercy, fighting as one hand, one heart, one soul. We will shatter their dreams and haunt their nightmares, drenching our ancestors' grave with their blood. And as our last breath tears at their lungs, as we rise again from the ruins of our cities, they will know Helghan belongs to the Helghast.
Hooray for epic 4-minute long pre-main menu cutscenes, everybody! Hey guys, it's NCSman 001 here, welcoming you to my 26th Let's Play, Killzone 2. This would have gotten started up a little earlier than it did, but had some bad thunderstorms, and of course I had the big 25 LP special video to do. So, after that long but epic intro scene, we're starting up Killzone 2. This is of course the sequel to Killzone 1 and Killzone Liberation, which I believe was a Vita-only game. And it is taking place on the planet of Helghan, because the first two games were on Vecta, and I gotta remember, this game's pretty loud. I recently platinumed the game, that's part of what brought it back into the light, but I've been planning to actually platinum this game, to Let's Play this game for about 3 years now, because it's been 3 years, maybe even more than that, since I finished Killzone 3, which was still my least favorite Let's Play. I know this is going to go a lot better, because I've had to beat this game on Elite, and thanks to that, I hope I can play the game fairly well on, like, the medium difficulty. Okay, so it's time to get started with Killzone 2. This is taking place a few years after Killzone 1 and Killzone Liberation. Now, We are invading the planet of Helghan and attempting to capture Vasari, the dictator leader. So, here we go, guys. This is the very beginning. As you can see, and I'll show this probably later on in the game, I've beaten every mission of the game on the easiest and hardest difficulties, and I've beaten a lot of them on the sort of medium difficulty. I haven't really played through any of them on hard because there's no point once you beat it on very hard, so yeah, let us begin. We're going to be playing through the game on Trooper, which is the medium difficulty. Veteran is the hard difficulty, and Elite is the Balls of Steel difficulty in some places. And of course, Recruit. So, Trooper difficulty. Let's roll. Quick note about this game. It is one of my personal favorite PS3 exclusives of all time. And it's extremely just advanced in graphical capability. I mean, this game was made in, I think, 2009 is when it was released. The graphics in this game are better than half the games on the Xbox One or the PS4. There's no doubt. It's one of the best looking games out there, even now, even 5 years later, which is pretty crazy. And it's also one of my personal favorite both PS3 exclusives and just games of all time. I'd put it in my top 20 favorites of all time. Multiplayer is really fun too, even though there's hardly any people that still play it. I'll probably do a couple videos of that at the end of the Let's Play just for fun. So, let's get going with the start of Killzone 2. Oh, that's cool. Looks like The Wolf Among Us Episode 4 has been released. That's good for me to know. I can buy the entire season all at once at the very end, though. And then I can get the Platinum Trophy without having to wait, like with The Walking Dead Season 2. I hate Telltale making us wait. Okay, so this is our main character, Seb.
Come on, Seb, let's go.
And that's on. Yep.
Look at that.
Subtitles are on.
They've got some great anti-aircraft
Shit, that's us. Let's go.
Now, admittedly though, this game does play kind of differently. The controls are very unusual. As you'll see during the game, the controls are pretty unusual compared to like Call of Duty or anything. And they're more realistic, I feel like, but it's a very difficult game. Even on the easier difficulties, Killzone 2 is a hard game. So up on the directional pad to see your objective marker, right control stick is still camera, left control stick is still movement. Sensitivity is kind of low in this game. So, the beginning of this storyline is saying that the Helghast have stolen some high-powered nuclear weapons from the ISA. I believe they're like the Interplanetary Strategic Alliance is their name.
I gotta get home in time to tuck George's mom in.
Oh, yeah, you're funny. Except that I'm not Garza, I'm Sev.
Check the gauge. That includes you and Echo. Then you can get something to save your life.
How are the men holding up?
Yeah, they're ready. Just one. Then off the bridge.
I wish I was going with you on this one.
I'll get lost.
I'm counting on it. Good luck, Rico.
Sir.
Rico and Templar were, of course, the two of the four characters from Killzone 1, Killzone HD as it is for me, which is the easiest platinum trophy in the series.
Good, you, Garza. I'm not pulling your sorry ass out of the fire like Fat God Soren.
Alright, here we go, guys. Hold on tight. Dropping into Helghan. Yeah. The game takes place about 300 to 400 years in the future. I don't remember the exact years of the game. So obviously technology is greatly increased. won't be anything left to see, though, because we're going to destroy the entire place. Okay. Let's go, guys. Approaching the planet. You can see the amazing graphics even now. Whatever, man. It's not like we can't just walk a couple thousand feet. It's not that difficult. Nocto's got a shotgun. Haha, that gun isn't very good. Even in multiplayer, I never really liked it. Okay, so, hectic landing on the beaches of Helghan. R1 is your fire button, which is good. That's at least normal. You won't be aiming down the sight as much in this game as you do in some games. There's also no crosshair on the Elite difficulty. And there's the possibility that someday I might try to do like a walkthrough of this game on Elite. Someday, if it were to be highly requested. Your aim down sight in this game is R3, which makes absolutely no sense. And it's very annoying, personally. L3 is at least sprint, so that's not changed. And square is still reload. L2 is your crouch button, which also makes absolutely no sense. X is still your jump, though. Triangle switches your weapons. Circle is sort of an action button, so it's kind of a weird control scheme. And L2 is also your cover button. You can aim down sight while in cover, while peeking out of cover. These are the Helghast. They are not your typical FPS enemies. They are all basically mutated generations of humans. Heavily mutated generations of humans. And yeah, because of that, they have now they're mutated and all. They can survive quite a few bullets, even with headshots. They are very tough enemies. They're a lot tougher than your typical soldiers in Call of Duty. You ain't, basically, unless you've got a sniper rifle or a rocket launcher, you ain't gonna be killing these guys in one shot. So don't be expecting to. You are not going to be killing these guys in one shot. It is not going to happen unless you have a sniper rifle. Or a shotgun and headshot at close range can also work. Hey, this ain't Call of Duty World at War. No throwing grenades at me. And that's a great start. One of my idiot teammates has gone down already. Oh, that's a great start to this Let's Play. Now, unlike in Killzone 3, though, one thing that makes this game just so much harder is that unlike in Killzone 3, your teammates cannot revive you. Yes, your teammates cannot revive you, so if you die, and you ain't getting back up. You're going back to the last checkpoint. They're pretty stingy with checkpoints on the higher difficulties as well. Or even just in the game in general, they're very stingy with checkpoints. So, a nice thing though is that, if I remember correctly, in Killzone 3 you had to revive your teammates after a certain period of time. In this one, you can leave your teammates on the ground indefinitely and it won't make a difference. I mean, yes, they make good bullet sponges and all, and they are good for attracting enemies to you, or away from you, I mean. However, like I just said, you do not need to revive your teammates, ever. They'll actually revive themselves after every checkpoint. Jerk! No grenades, please. They will revive themselves, which is good, after checkpoints, and they'll just stay lying on the ground indefinitely, and that does make Elite fairly simple at times. Like, it makes it easier than I probably expected it to be. Because when I first got this game back in like 2009, when I was like 14 years old in like 8th grade, and I sucked at most video games, this is one of those games I sucked at. I had a lot of difficulty beating this game on the easiest difficulty. And now, 5 years later, Elite didn't turn out to be quite as bad as I expected, but it's still very difficult. So I'm hoping that I'm in pretty good shape to play through this on normal. Now, there's only two secondaries in the game, this revolver and the Helghast pistol. This one's almost always superior because of its higher damage. And they're actually pretty powerful weapons. I mean, this one is very powerful, it does a lot of damage, and both pistols have infinite ammo, so that is quite helpful at times if you ever start running out on your main weapons, because since the Helghas can take so many bullets, you burn ammo kind of fast in this game. Yeah, circle is your action button, like I was saying before. R2 was throwing grenades, like you saw there. Occasionally, you can swap equipment by hitting on the directional pad over to your knife. The knife is kind of overpowered at times, even on like Elite. Okay, warning. This game, it's so sort of high-tech, high-res that it freezes and lags at virtually every like section/checkpoint. So that's just something you're going to have to get used to, and I do apologize for that, but that's just the way it is for me. This is the Helghas Assault Rifle. I personally prefer the ISA rifle, but Helghas rifle you're probably going to get pretty used to. Okay, here's our official introduction to grenades. That was a horrible toss, and it still killed one of them. Oh wow, I think it only killed one of them. That was a horrible toss. You won't be aiming down sight all that much, like I said, just because of the way the controls are and because it doesn't really help all that much. The crosshairs are pretty good. And there's some stuff I'm going to show to you guys on even like the later missions that just made absolutely no freaking sense to me whatsoever. With not aiming down sight. I swear, it is so weird sometimes. Like, this thing in the final mission of the game is more accurate without the crosshairs or aiming down sight. I am not even kidding. It is so weird. But that's not going to be for another 20 videos, so no need to worry about that. L1 is your melee. You can use it to break open crates, or hit a Helghas guy in the face, or hit a Helghas guy in the face, or hit a Helghas guy in the nuts. In the ball sack, if they even have that, because I can't remember if they're asexual or not. Okay, anyway, let's get back to killing. So as you can see, they can take quite a few bullets. And anything generally red is explosive. Yeah, good job, idiots. And oftentimes it's actually not a bad idea to double tap, which is, what was it? Was it rule number 1? Is double tapping rule 1, 2, 3, or 4? I forget. But whatever rule it is, you're going to want to double tap fairly often because you never really know if they're down permanently when they fall. Because sometimes they'll fall down, but they'll get back up. Like this guy looks like he might get back up, but oh no, he didn't. But yeah, sometimes they'll get back up even when you think you've killed them. So you gotta be pretty careful with that. You gotta make sure that they don't come back up on you. There are many times that you can sort of cheat the game at times where you can sort of rush through and avoid fighting enemies. That happens at a few points in the game, but I'm gonna try not to do that. Ooh, the STA rifle. That's actually a very strong weapon. Very powerful. Okay guys, but this has been a pretty good first video, so next time we will continue through the first mission of Killzone 2. See you guys then.